Good evening, y'all. How y'all doing? Hey, Miss Janie Wilson Scott. You're first in tonight. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Well, it will soon be 9 o'clock on a Saturday. How you doing, Miss Cynthia? What are we doing tonight on this last day of the week before we start a brand new one tomorrow? Well, we're going for number 210 in a row. Hey, Mr. Henry. Say hello to Miss Janie and Miss Cynthia. Good to have you here, young man. I hope you all had an amazing Saturday. I know I did. A lot of things going on, a lot of fun happening, a lot of good times being had. A little something yesterday with the video I tried. The little experiment didn't work that well. But I guess the lesson is, don't ever be afraid to try something new. You're welcome. I was going to try to do the horizontal video, and for some reason, it didn't work. But in the big scheme of things, I don't think it mattered too much, other than we did learn a little something out of it, right? We learned that I need to learn more before I try that again. I think the other thing to learn, as I may have just mentioned, I already forgot, did I mention, don't be afraid to try something new. Never be afraid. I always say, what's the worst thing that could happen? Well, it could kill you. But guess what? You're gonna die anyway, right? Steve Jobs said, knowing that you're gonna die is the best way I know of avoiding the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You don't. So we do number 210 in a row today, 210 videos in a row. And what are we doing with it? We're getting better and better in every way. Every day and every way, we're getting better and better. And I think what we've learned through this so far up to now is I really ain't afraid personally, and I hope this is kind of wore off on y'all. I really ain't afraid personally to put my phone in front of my face and go live. How cool is that? Because guess what? Horizontal, I'll have to figure that out. We're going to do it vertical again. I hope y'all aren't afraid. If you got something deep down inside that you've been wanting to try for a while, I hope you try it. Because the worst thing that could happen is, well, you could die. Probably not, but if the day, what does my book say? I forget who said it. The two most important days in your life is the day you were born and the day you find out why. Well, I found out a while back, and I know every day I'm getting closer to that. So, welcome everybody to number 210 videos in a row of the Lord's Prayer / the Ronald Earl Wilshire self-talk session. What is the self-talk session? Well, just some things that I've been thinking about. I was going to read the rest of that list of things that you can get your kid to do, but I didn't bring my computer, so I'm actually out here by the river. Y'all want to see where I'm at? Any of y'all recognize that bridge? And then behind us is the river. I guess I could walk back there real quick and show y'all, give you a little better view of the river. Is this pretty cool? That's the river. So, all I ever ask y'all to do when you come in here, like the video, share the video, and invite somebody. That's it. And we come in here, why? To start conversations was one of the reasons. We come in here to spend a little time together, and hopefully I'm going to say something here in the next few minutes that'll help you. I don't know what you've been having going through your mind lately. I hope it's good. But if it's not, then I want to let you know or remind you that you have control over what goes through your mind. Well, let's see. Let me rephrase that real quick. You have control over what stays in your mind. And the reason I know that is the biblical text says, cast down every thought and imagination that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. What does that mean? Well, to me, it is, ma'am. Very, very, very. I love it. I love it. To me, that means that you have the power to take control of your thoughts. If you don't like what's being manifest in your thoughts, you probably need to change some of the input or change your environment, or maybe change the way you think, change the way you look at things, change your perspective. So let's go ahead and say, if you want on my Waykewl friends list, I sent out a text earlier today. I get such great response from that, y'all. If you're not on that, if you're not using it, you're missing out. It's a cool little system that keeps you in touch with people, and it helps you let them know that you're thinking about them. That's how I use it. I linked a video today off of Goalcast. It was a really good video. We all have the power to be a point of light. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. We talk about that unused, undiscovered, realized power that we have. Most people don't get it. So if you ain't using it, what's the use of having it, right? So let's go ahead and say the Lord's Prayer, and then we'll talk about a few other things, and we'll read into the record for posterity's sake, Sarah Young. What is today, the 16th or the 17th? I actually think it's the... Somebody want to tell me? Thanks for the thumbs up, whoever did that. What's today? Somebody tell me the date. Hey, Miss Wendy. Everybody say hello to Miss Wendy, Miss W. If you want on my Waykewl friends list, text the word fun or the word pray to 281-595-0707. 281-595-0707. And then if you follow the directions, October's, thank you, ma'am. Oh, so I already changed the paper. Okay. I already changed it. I put the new bookmark in. See? Try to keep track of it, but I already changed it. Okay, so I was right. Follow the directions when you get the reply text, and you'll be added to my list. We're edging up, I think, towards 300 on that sucker now. Ooh! But we just barely started. So, again, I hope you had a good Saturday. I hope you did something relaxing. I hope you did something that would ease your mind, something that casts down every thought and imagination. I hope you did a lot of that. Whatsoever things are true and just and pure and holy, think on these things. See, that right there tells you that you have control of your thoughts, right? So we'll turn this around so we don't have anybody in it, in case somebody don't wants me to like send them a check for being in the movies. So let's do the Lord's Prayer. Y'all ready? We say it together because there's power. Hey, Mr. Billy. Everybody say hello to Mr. Bill. If you need somebody to get you some money, he's a mortgage dude. He's the money dude. If you're going to buy something, you need money, right? Even if you got money to pay cash, it's sometimes better to borrow it, I heard. I don't know for sure if that's a fact, but that's why you need to talk to him, right? And he'll tell you. He'll tell you. So let's go ahead and say the Lord's Prayer, and then we'll read a few things out of the book, and then we'll read Jesus Calling. What'd y'all do today? Did you do something fun? Hello, Billy. Hello. Y'all ready? Here we go. Let's say the Lord's Prayer together. We said all together. Number 210 in a row. Can y'all believe that? What's going to happen when we get up 300, 400, 500? I know one thing. I don't know for sure, but I know one thing. We're going to have some fun. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Y'all ready? Here we go. Say it with me. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. You give us this day our daily bread, and you forgive us our debts as we forgive those who are indebted to us. You never lead us into temptation, but you deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and yours is the power, and yours is the glory forever and ever. Amen. Now, if you're a regular here, you know what to do. If you're not, you're new. Type the word amen in the comments. That means so be it. That means that goes for me too. And that also means it is established. Can y'all believe that? Amen. Amen. So, what we're going to do. I was thinking today. Did you ever do that? Did you ever think? What did Napoleon Hill, whatever a man thinks, I don't even remember the quote, Think and Grow Rich. If you can think it, you can achieve it. And I was talking to a friend of mine. You know, y'all heard the story. You know, we got cut off yesterday, kind of weird, because I thought I had my battery plugged in, and I didn't. And it just kind of went off. Plus, it was horizontal. I couldn't read y'all coming in here. Amen, amen, amen. I love those amens in a row. That lets me know that we're saying it together and we're doing good, and we're building us a foundation. And I'm telling you, get this foundation built. You know, this goes in business too. You ever think about, somebody told me this one time, and it was a very good illustration. You ever seen somebody build a high rise? You go to the certain way every day, and you see the high rise, right? And nothing's going on. Well, you know why? It doesn't seem like anything's going on, but there's a lot going on. Because you know what's happening? They're building and digging the foundation. And then once they get that foundation built, and they start building that first story, and all of a sudden, man, that sucker goes up quick, right? Because they got a good foundation, right? Well, as y'all know, I used to be in the new home business, and it always amazed me. You know, we cut down we'd go in there, cut down all the trees, build a house, plant smaller trees, and call it progress. Well, it always amazed me how quick, once we got go in there and scrape the lot, go in there and build a foundation, put in all the undergrounds, right? Then they go in there and pour the slab. Let the slab set for 2, 3, 4 days, depending on the weather sometimes. But man, when they started framing that sucker, man, it seemed like it just shot up. They frame, then they started putting the roof on, then they started putting the decking on the roof, and then they started putting the shingles on, and then the bricks. Man, and before you know it, man, it was like there was a house there. I think a lot of times in our life, we always want stuff, and we want it now, right? Amen, sister. So if you decide what you want, figure out what you're willing to do to get it, and then start doing it and be consistent every day. I was listening to a guy. I'm going to give him a shout out here. His name is Mark Struzinski. He does a interview on YouTube. He may go to YouTube, but he's on LinkedIn. Mark Struzinski, I think that's how you say his name. and he was talking about a guy. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to the interview. He was interviewing some guy, and it was so strange. He was talking a lot about what I say. I'd never even seen this guy before, but it was like a whole different language he was using, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's kind of cool, right? So what I got out of that. There's people out there that's figured this out, right? But why aren't more people successful at it? Yeah, I'm not sure. Struzinski. Just look him up on LinkedIn. He's into organizing, or I forget what exactly he said, but he interviews people on LinkedIn, and this dude. But I think what's the big mistake, as we've talked about on numerous occasions on these little broadcasts, is people make everything way too damn complicated. I'm just telling you. Remember that dude, like 5-10 years ago, he's running for office, and his like campaign slogan was, "The rent's too damn high." The rent's too damn high. He was funny. So I think one of the things that we do wrong with everything that we try to do, we complicate everything to the nth degree. I guess we do that in an attempt to somehow make ourselves seem intelligent, either to ourselves or to the world, right? Faith, hope, and love are some good things he gave us, but the greatest is love. I think when we get it all boiled down to what's really important, as they used to say, to the nitty gritty, you're going to be surprised that there ain't much to it. Just a few simple things that once you get those mastered and discipline yourself to be consistent with it, that's the key to you. The key to you living your destiny, to you controlling your time, to you being at peace, not only with the world, but probably more important, being at peace with yourself. When you worry, I mean, this guy came up to me one time, right? And he's going to show me how to manage my reputation online. And I said, you got to hang on a second, man. Hang on. I think you may have the wrong guy, because I don't really give a damn what people say about me. Matter of fact, I really don't care what you say about me, just as long as you say something, right? It's kind of like the young man helping the lady across the street, right? The Boy Scout. He says, well, son, you better make sure that old lady wants to go across the street before you help her across the street, right? I put something out the other day. When you stop using your emotional energy and your time trying to save people that have no desire to be saved, when you stop using your time and emotional energy trying to change the lives of people that have no desire to have their life changed, I'm going to tell you something that's going to happen. Your life's going to get a lot better. I was talking with a friend of mine early this morning or yesterday, I don't remember. And I thought, as I've migrated deeper into the lifespan, you know what I've found? I've found that I have not brought along the desire to prove myself to everybody and to put punks in their place. I used to have that desire, man, and every time I would grill them to the nth degree, right? I don't have that desire anymore. I don't use my emotional energy on that. I am very, very, number one, I'm very, very stingy with my emotional energy. There might be something there, right? I'm also extremely proactive about what I let into my brain. I have in my book, ronaldwilshirebook.com, What's the one that I was going to tell you about that? Oh, if you spend as much time living as you do preparing to die, you'd get a lot more done and have a lot more fun. I think that's the thing with this whole scamdemic, is I think people, the drama, it's almost like they're addicted to the drama, right? Because then now they have something to blame on why they're not where they're supposed to be or why they're not getting what they want to get. And it's ridiculous. It's insanity. It's taught me a lot about humans, this whole thing. And so, what's the main thing it's reminded me of? If you stop, think about this. Yep, if you spend as much time living as you do preparing to die, you'd get a lot more done and have a lot more fun. What it's taught me is that there ain't a whole lot that matters, guys. There's not a whole lot. And once you give up, if you win the rat race, you're still a rat. You're still a rat, right? It's like winning the tallest pygmy contest. So what? Who cares, right? So when you start understanding that and how it works, takes a lot off your shoulders. You breathe a lot easier. You relax a lot more. So, what's today? You said October 17th. So let's see what's in the book. RonaldWilshireBook.com, Miscellaneous Ramblings from a Slightly Deranged Mind. October 17th. We usually don't go to the exact day, but we'll do it on this one. Okay, so I have to tell you the story. October 17th, be nice or when the mothership returns to Earth to rescue everyone, you're not invited. So, I have a meme that says, always be nice, always be nice, always. There is a certain amount of glory, certainly, in loving the lovable, right? But I think the real glory lies in loving the unlovable, right? And what is your true power? One of the things online that I like to do, if I say something, this doesn't happen very often, but when I say something and somebody disagrees with it and they're trying to be a punk, I just abandon the conversation immediately. You don't have to reply. You don't have to reply to those people. You don't have to answer a question. We've talked about this before, right? You don't have to answer people. Now, if it's your mother or your boss, there's exceptions to the rule, but the vast majority of the time, you don't have to answer anybody for anything, right? Well, she said, well, he said, well, what if? Y'all have heard this before. I'm going to say it again. It's much easier to get forgiveness than it is permission, okay? Just remember that. You don't have to live your life in the reactive mode. It's much more fun and relaxing and lucrative and all kinds of good things if you live it in the proactive mode, right? I heard this comedian today, James Gregory, said, the telephone used to ring. I ain't getting the phone. It's your turn to answer the phone. I ain't getting up and answer the phone, right? Now it's glued to our hand, right? We let that thing control us. That ain't cool. If you call my voicemail and listen to it, and I got this from my son. I don't know where he got it from. I love you, Jacob. Hope you had a good day, brother. If I don't get back to you within 24 hours, wait longer. I saw this cartoon one time. It says, you have 967 new voicemail messages, and they're all marked urgent. I thought, delete all. We'll see how urgent they were, right? So think about it, right? If you stop living your life thinking you got to save the world, you got to return every phone call immediately. You got to be at everybody's beck and call. No, you don't. You have control. But Ronnie, you don't understand. You're right, I don't understand, and there's a lot of things I don't want to understand. Okay, let's do a random one, then we'll read Jesus Calling, and then we'll be out of here. Oh, this is the one I put on my son's birthday. My main goal in life, isn't that funny? I said hello to Jacob, and I opened it up to his May 29th. My main goal in life is to live until I die, and in the process, somehow become just half the man my son already thinks I am. I'll seek approval only from my heart. So let's read. For anybody that don't have this book, if you want to tune in and get this, right? Jesus Calling, Sarah Young, October 17th. Thanks to Miss Cynthia who lined us out on what day it is. Let me get some new glasses. Anxiety is a result of envisioning the future without me. Woo! We talked about this, remember? So the best defense against worry is staying in communication with me. And she's talking about divine providence, right? God. When you turn your thoughts toward me, you can think much more positively. Remember to listen as well as to speak, making your thoughts a dialogue with me. I have in my book, ronaldwilsherbook.com. Hey, Peter McCormick. That's a cool name. How you doing, Peter? Everybody say hello to Mr. Peter. Dialogue is much more attractive than monologue. Remember that. If you must consider upcoming events, follow these rules. Do not linger in the future because anxiety speed up your life like mushrooms when you wander there. 2, remember the promise of my continual presence. Include me in any imaginary or any imagery that comes to your mind. This mental discipline does not come easily because you are accustomed to being God of your own fantasies. You're accustomed to being, hang on a second. Does not come easily because you are accustomed to being God of your, that's what it says, God of your own fantasies. However, the reality of my presence with you now and forevermore outshines any fantasy you could ever imagine. Woo! Luke, there we go, Luke, talking about Brother Luke. Luke 12:22 through 26, and Ephesians 3:20 and 21. So if you don't have this book, you tune in every day and we'll read you whatever it was for the day, right? So, you've heard me say it before. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. If you're depressed, you're living in the past. The only way you're going to be happy is living in the now. So, we're going to get on out of here. I love you all. I'm glad you came in. I hope I said something to get you to think. It'll get you to realize how beautiful and amazing you are. If you don't believe it about yourself, how do you expect anybody else to believe it, right? The biblical text, what does it say? Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. If you can't love you, how do you expect me to love you? If you don't think a lot about you, and that is in no way arrogant, it is in no way narcissistic, it's called self-preservation, right? if you can't have a high opinion of you, I'll never have a higher opinion of you. Think about this. Let's say, for instance, Cynthia is a massage therapist. You meet her and say, I haven't been doing massage that long, and I really am not that good at it. Actually, I kind of suck. The last person I gave a massage to, man, they weren't very happy. Is that going to make you want to get a massage from her? Well, how about this? Let's say this scenario happens. You meet her, and there's just something about her, just looking at her, you can tell, man, this lady knows how to do massage. And she starts telling you, I'm really good at it. I've been doing this a long time, and I guarantee you, once we're through, you're going to think you died and went to heaven. And I guess there's only one way to find out, ain't there? And so she gives you a massage, and you go, man, she was right. She's really good, right? So think about that. That's confidence. That's not arrogance. That's not in any way anything bad, right? So that's how we live our life. We are discriminating. There's nothing wrong with being discriminating. I prefer Chevys over Fords. I prefer white, tight, and skinny, right? I leave the heavy chicks to the bubbas, right? And we get along real good. So, there's nothing wrong with stating your preference. There's nothing wrong with wanting what you want, as long as you're willing to add some value for it and not sit back and expect somebody to give it to you, right? So, all I can tell you is develop the courage to be who you are, and you automatically become your own competitive advantage. That's how it works. I told y'all before, and I guess we'll end with this. There was something about my dad the last many years of his life that was very attractive. If you met him, you'd probably like him. And for many years, I thought about him. He'd been gone 23 years now. He'd been on the other side of the veil in paradise. Hey, Dad, we think about you a lot, and we'll soon join you. It finally hit me what it was about my dad that was so appealing. He had reached a spot in his life where he had no one left to impress, and he was comfortable with who he was. I'm like, that's where I want to get. That's where I want to get, right? So when you get there, guess what? Now your attraction power goes way up, right? Because I've often said, the more comfortable you are with yourself, the less intimidated you'll be with everybody else. Man, that's where you want to be, at least on this side of the veil, right? It's all good. It's all good because you're who you are. You who you are. That's what attracts people. That's all your friends. I've often said, all I ask of my friends is a constant, exaggerated sense of my own importance. Is that too much, Dad? No, actually, do you know what your friends want from you? They just want you to be you. That's all they want from you. So if you develop the courage to be you, be who you are, you never have to remember who you were. And guess what happens to your attraction power and your sanity and all the good stuff, right? It all works out, right? So maybe I'll tell again what happened to me yesterday when I went to vote. I don't know if I got that whole story out yesterday. The video kind of ended abruptly, but this one went a little smoother because we didn't do it sideways. We might get a little sideways like we did in the old days. I love you all. I'm glad you came in here. I hope you have a good Saturday evening and go do something fun, or a good nap, or a good morning, or a good afternoon, whenever it is you're watching this little video. A good whiskey. Burn one down for me. Remember that Toby Keith song, Whiskey Girl? Oh, this was a good one. I just passed it. Sometimes demolition is the best renovation. Woo! Woo! Think about it, darling. Oh, and another thing I was going to tell you before I leave. Mother, I love you. Hope you had a good Saturday. John and Luke, I love you, boys. Is these videos that I've been sending out, you would not believe some of the responses I've been getting. So I want to urge you, if you just did one in a day, I've been doing several a day. It's a good way to start conversations. It's a good way to keep this conversation going. There's nothing bad about it, right? I used to hang around somebody that loved birthdays, and that's all she would do, and she just loved them. I'm like, me, if you say happy birthday to me, thank you very much. Next, don't buy me stuff, right? So I've never been that big on them, but I know a lot of people are, so I've been putting my phone in front of my face and singing happy birthday. Man, you wouldn't believe the responses I've been getting. I'm gonna read them to you. It's on my list. I'm gonna read them to you here in a future video. So if I can help you, call me, 281-395-1000, or for the numerically challenged, 281-395-1000. We'll be back here tomorrow. Invite somebody, share the video. I hope it said something that make you feel good about yourself, because you are one amazing person. I hope one day, before you graduate to the other side of the veil, that you realize the power you were born with and possess, and the ability that you have. May you not take it with you. May you ring it out, baby. My brother told me one time, if I go into that casket with 1 cent in my pocket, man, I think that would be a waste. Well, no, I think it's good to leave an inheritance, but not a lot, right? They asked this guy one time, he's a very, very wealthy dude, worth, probably several $100 million, if not more. How much you going to leave your kids? What have you written your will, and how much you going to leave? He says, I have not left my kids any money. He said, I love my kids far too much to give them any money. Woo! Now, I think there's probably $1 million in there. If you got a little extra, like you give them a little seed money, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But you know what I'm saying? Let them find their way. The best thing you could ever do for your kids is let them find their own way. You're there. Let them know you're there. You love them unconditionally. I'm always his as long as I'm breathing. And if I had to give my last breath for my son and those 2 little boys and any member of my family, I reserve that last breath. Well, second to last breath, because my last breath is going to breathe something else. But I will talk about that some other time. But you know what I'm saying? They just want to know that you're there, right? Because what is life? Life is about them finding out things on their own. You're there. I'll give you a quick example, okay? My son came to me one time with something. This was years ago. He's 32 now. Wow, that's amazing. And he came to me, I think his mother was there too. I think she was there. And it was something, he was asking our opinion on something. And it wasn't cool what he was thinking about doing. So I really forget what his mother told him, but I remember what I told him. And I said, son, I ain't going to tell you what to do, because why? You already know what to do. But I am going to remind you before you leave, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. Karma is only that B word if you are. It also works the other way. What does this biblical text say? You reap what you sow, right? So a lot of people always wonder, why is all these bad things happening to me? Well, may want to recalibrate your life map, right? I don't know. I'm just saying, if you ain't happy with what you're getting, maybe you need to change something, If the recipe ain't real good, and you ain't enjoying what's coming out of the oven, maybe you ought to take a look at the ingredients next time, right? I'm just saying, I don't know for sure. I tell people, well, none of us has got this figured out. I told this guy one time, I really ain't got this figured out. If I did, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you. No. No, none of us got it figured out. We're all still learning, right? When you get to wherever you think you want to be, you know what you're going to do after a very short time? Now what do we need to do now? You're going to recalibrate and reset your goals. You're going to reset what do you want now? What do you got? Because you got to continuously grow. If you ain't growing, you're dying, right? So don't think that once you get to a certain spot in life, you're going to be happy. Once I get there, I'll have it made. No, all you'll do is just redo it, right? So we'll let y'all go. Number 210 in the row in the books. The Lord's Prayer. I love it when y'all come in here with me and say it. We'll do it again tomorrow. Invite somebody, share the video. I love you all. We'll see you again. Today's Saturday. Tuesday and Wednesday we're having stuff next week, and y'all know that. I'll send out a meme that y'all can share. Tuesday is I buy everybody coffee. This time it'll be in shoot, I don't remember. I'll have to look. It's either in Cypress or Katy. And then Wednesday we will be at 8 o'clock. I'll get there at 8. It starts at 8:30. We'll be at Harris County Barbecue right there in front of Costco on 99 and I-10. Come out. We've been having a pretty big group show up, so that's a good time to come out, start some conversations. You never know what could happen, right? You'll be the same person a year from now that you are today, except for two things: the people you meet and the books you read. What you been reading? What you been feeding your mind? Well, I'm going to go off and try to become more educated and add to my the value of my intellectual capital by adding some knowledge on Facebook Lives. We'll do it. Thank y'all. I love you all. Be nice. Keep faith. Stay safe. And keep that smile on your face.